You think you already know everything about Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young's relationship? Well, today you'll discover secrets that Korean media never told. A mysterious connection before even true beauty, hidden clues behind the scenes, and suspicious silences from agencies reveal that this story could be much more than friendship. What Eun-woo and Ga-young hid for years will surprise even the most faithful fans. Many people believe that Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young only met in true beauty, but the truth is surprising. The relationship between them began years before, almost secretly, through a connection that few people know about. And the name of that bridge is Moonbin, the singer from the group Astro, Moon Ga-young's childhood friend and Eun-woo's inseparable companion in the same group. Moonbin and Moon Ga-young grew up close and even participated together in TV programs during their teenage years. In old photos that circulated on social networks, the two appear side by side. This friendship was so solid that it naturally opened the doors for Cha Eun-woo to meet Moon Ga-young long before they shared cameras in a production. It's as if destiny had already planted this connection long before the great success that would come years later. When True Beauty was announced, many fans thought that Eun-woo and Ga-young were seeing each other for the first time, but the records tell another story. There are reports that Eun-woo already frequented circles close to the actress, accompanying Moonbin to meetings, birthdays, and even small private events. This means that when they finally met on the filming sets, the chemistry didn't come out of nowhere. It was already there, dormant for years of indirect coexistence. This discreet origin, almost invisible to the public, is what makes everything even more curious. After all, we're not talking about two work colleagues who casually met in a drama. We're talking about a relationship woven over time, built behind the scenes of the industry, away from the spotlight. A relationship that, for many, explains the naturalness with which Eun-woo and Ga-young treated each other from the first episode. And there's more. After Moonbin's tragic death in 2023, fans noticed that Moon Ga-young made discreet tributes on her social networks. Old photos were reposted, short but emotion-filled phrases appeared, and even rumors of private meetings between her and Eun-woo emerged as a form of mutual support in this painful moment. For more attentive internet users, this shared grief was proof that there was something much deeper between them than simple friendship between drama colleagues. It's no wonder that many believe that Moonbin not only brought Eun-woo and Ga-young together, but was also the link that kept the two connected in silence over the years. And it's precisely this detail, almost never commented on in major media, that makes the romance between them even more intriguing. Furthermore, when True Beauty premiered in 2020, nobody imagined that the force of that teenage romance would go beyond the story itself. The explanation that fans repeat to this day is simple. There was something in the air between Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young that didn't depend on scene blocking, perfect framing, or emotional soundtrack. It was a natural cadence, the way one waited for the other's timing, how the silences didn't become empty, how the looks had beginning, middle, and end. In table readings and rehearsals released to the public, the harmony already caught attention. Easy laughter, inside jokes, small provocations that yielded smooth improvisations, those that the direction kept because they seemed more truthful than the text. In emotional confrontation scenes, their breathing adjusted effortlessly. In comic moments, the timing matched. And when romance called for subtlety, just a half smile was enough for the entire room to understand what was happening between the characters. The subject really grew behind the scenes. Making of videos showed quick touches to adjust costumes, exchange of glances after cut, laughter that burst out of frame. The kisses, then, became analysis material. Fans noticed that after the final command, their expression remained soft for a few seconds, as if the body didn't want to leave the scene. There are those who say this fluidity has a concrete origin, years of indirect coexistence because of mutual friends, and that True Beauty only lit a light where there was already a spark. The result, on screen, was overwhelming. Chemistry that seemed not to fit in a script, two faces that talked without speech, and the dangerous sensation for any fandom that fiction might just be mirroring something much more real. What if all this naturalness wasn't coincidence? What if the camera had only revealed a secret that already existed before it? And if the chemistry on scene raised suspicions, it was off it that the theory gained fuel. During filming and months after, Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young's posts began to be examined like clues to a puzzle. Nothing with explicit geotag, of course, but innocent details started to align dates, times, and scenarios. First, the beaches. On the same day, both published images with identical horizon, short waves, and almost equal sky tone at sunset. For inattentive eyes, coincidence. For trained fans, a visual stamp. The clothing, then, seemed to conspire. Similar palette, minimalist cuts, the famous couple look that in Korea is usually read as a silent message. Hours later came the official version. It was about a campaign, and many people declared the case closed. Only the pattern continued. On other occasions, he posted from a discreet cafe. Days later, she appeared at an event a few blocks away, with a caption that repeated the same emoji he had used. In separate interviews, both used the same metaphors. hours. Getting comfortable is half the work. Appeared on both sides, weeks apart. Stories with books of similar covers, identical soundtracks playing in the background, photo angles that seemed made by the same hand. At award ceremonies where they acted as presenters, cameras captured quick whispers, confirmation glances before live links, micro smiles that reminded of those from the set, as if the stage had returned for a few minutes, the recording room. None of this is proof, and they know it. That's why each clue comes wrapped in ambiguity. Clean publications, neutral texts, zero direct exposure. Curiously, the more neutral the posts, the more noise they make. The agency's silence enters as final seasoning. Doesn't deny vehemently, doesn't confirm, just lets the algorithm work. In South Korea, when a strong rumor about relationships between celebrities arises, the rule is almost always the same. The agency runs to issue an official note denying, minimizing, or framing the matter as just friendship. It's a reflex of the cultural weight that relationships of idols and actors have on the entertainment market. A confirmed dating can bring down advertising contracts, drive away fans, and compromise millions in campaigns. That's why the silence around Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young draws even more attention than any statement. There was no direct denial, nor declaration of, "We are just friends." Neither of the two agencies involved, Fantagio, responsible for EUN and Key East, which manages Ga-young's career, pronounced clearly about the rumors. This communicative vacuum left the space open for fans to build their own theories. For many, silence is proof that there's something to protect. If there was absolutely nothing, why not deny immediately and categorically? The lack of clarity, instead of dispelling doubts, works as fuel. Sites specialized in Korean gossip have already noticed this pattern. The less they talk, the more speculations grow. Some internet users claim that this type of calculated silence serves as strategy, keeping the artist's names circulating without the controversy becoming destructive. Others believe that, in this specific case, silence is a protective barrier, created so that the two can live a possible relationship away from the suffocating weight of public exposure. To reinforce this feeling of mystery, reports of supposed encounters in Seoul began to circulate. From time to time, anonymous posts in forums claim that Eun-woo and Ga-young were seen walking discreetly in less touristy neighborhoods or dining in small restaurants. There was never a photo, video, or any concrete evidence. And perhaps for this very reason, these rumors gain even more strength. The absence of proof creates a void that the public fills with desire, imagination, and expectation. Meanwhile, both maintain the same line in interviews. Vague answers like, "We are good friends," or "It was wonderful to work together." Phrases so neutral they seem to have been rehearsed, but that paradoxically only make fans believe something bigger is being hidden. In Korean culture, where denial is usually hard and direct, this middle ground sounds suspicious. It's as if both were saying a lot by not saying anything. In the end, the story of Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young is an enigma that remains open. There are those who swear it's just a genuine friendship, reinforced by the connection with Moonbin and the coexistence in true beauty. Others are convinced that there exists a hidden romance behind complicit glances, suggestive captions, and calculated silences. What is known for fact is that the public continues to invest emotionally in this narrative, transforming every detail into evidence and every absence into confirmation. The truth is that rumors work as a mirror. They reflect both the collective desire to see this couple become reality and the need to believe that, sometimes, fiction can overflow into real life. The ship Eun-woo Ga-young stopped being just a fandom invention. It became a phenomenon that crosses forums, social networks, and even specialized press. There's no week where both their names aren't linked somehow, whether in new projects or in fan edits that accumulate millions of views. Meanwhile, Korea remains divided. Some fans defend that, if there really is something between them, they should keep it secret to preserve intimacy. Others demand transparency, claiming that denying the obvious only prolongs curiosity. But the central point is this: the more they remain silent, the more the story grows. Silence has become the best strategy to keep the myth alive, and maybe that's exactly what sustains the flame. If they confirm the romance, the enchantment dissolves. If they deny definitively, the illusion dies. But while they remain in ambiguity, both will continue to live in a perfect territory between reality and fantasy, the space where the greatest drama legends are born. Now, the question that remains is, do you believe that Cha Eun-woo and Moon Ga-young are just friends, or do you think they're hiding Korea's biggest secret romance?